Welcome to Next Week Podcast, episode 31.
Who's ready to boogie?
I'm ready to boogie. As always, we'll be
Yay.
on here for an hour, and we'll be on Patreon for an extra half hour. But we're always in our Discord as well. Had some new people in there this week.
Oh, that's exciting.
We have YouTube videos Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Central Time. And as always, the daily Next Week News videos that come out at roughly 6 o'clock Central when I have a standard day at Next Week News on TikTok and Instagram. And everything is linked on nextweeknews.com. And we also have a Patreon theme for this week. We're going to try to have more of a theme that we'll let you know about at the beginning of this episode. That way we can, have it planned. It's fun to have it not planned, but I think it makes for a better experience when it is planned.
Mm-hmm. And you can decide if you want to either subscribe or use your free subscription.
There is a free subscription option, I believe. I don't know if that
temporary, maybe.
I think there's a free trial. You can sign up for free.
I
don't know if they can actually listen to it.
I meant free trial.
Oh, yeah. There is a free one, though. Like, you can join for free. I'm not sure really how it works. If you're a free person and, you want to listen to it, but for whatever reason, can't send us $5 a month, we'll let you listen to it.
Aww.
But I'm not sure if it's currently set up like that, so you'll have to let me know if it works or not. But the theme for today is the worst LinkedIn job posting I've come across, which was from earlier this week. And it was enough that I think it warrants a whole half-hour deep dive. Because there's, it's easy to bash LinkedIn in its current state. But I promise this isn't just the usual LinkedIn bashing of they compared their life to B2B sales too much. It's this one deserves a deep dive. We got Wikipedia articles pulled up. There's a lot going on with this one.
I haven't seen it yet, so I'm excited to get into it.
Goes pretty deep, and I think it should be pretty funny. And we did have one tweet from Mary. This one wasn't quite things that could have been Next Week News, but it's just a common topic that gets brought up on here a lot, which is the clowns from 2016. Mm-hmm. At least once a week, the clowns get brought up.
Oh, yeah, we talk about them for sure.
And this one's just an expansion on the clown conversation, which I hadn't really thought about. Are you pulling it up?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I couldn't remember why it was funny the way you summarized it. Yeah. Should I read it?
You can read it.
Okay. Well, it was a screenshot of a conversation. Someone said, "Is it actual clowns or people dressed up as one? I'm confused." And someone said, "What is an actual clown?" Because clowns are people dressed up as clowns, so I just thought that was funny. But that's a valid question. Are they actual clowns or they're just people dressed up as them?
When I first read that, when you sent it to me, that first line didn't register as something that would be wrong.
Yeah. It seems like a valid question.
I had to think about that one for a second.
Yeah. I mean, it really kind of brings to question the essence, it's a really philosophical question, what is a clown?
Do you think it's real clowns, or do you think it's just people dressed up as them, if you had to guess?
I think they're just people dressed up as them, because I'd like to think that real clowns wouldn't want to incite terror like that, except for the It clown, whatever his name was.
Pennywise.
I
knew that.
Yeah.
Impressive of me.
You haven't seen it, right?
No, I haven't.
You still hate when I say you'll float too.
I don't like that. It doesn't sound good. And you have a good impression of it.
Yeah. I've a bit of a cold right now, so I can't do the impression as well, but
today's beverage of the week is hot water with honey.
Oh yeah.
I had to really investigate what was going on in the kitchen.
You'll get a lot of clinking.
She was asking for hot water, and I was there's two handles on the faucet. There's one that's hot and one that's cold.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Is it not working or something? It was just working. She's like, "No, I'm just getting some hot water." And she's got my coffee maker going.
Hot water. I didn't even think about using. I was gonna just get over here and boil water, but I realized you can
put
use
the
coffee maker.
Ceramic mug on the stove.
Yeah.
Have soot all over it.
Throw it in the air fryer.
Would that work?
Water.
I think it would make the water hot, but I don't think it would stay in the cup. I think that's...
It would evaporate?
No, it would just blow all over the place.
Yeah, maybe.
I think.
I don't know.
We should try it out.
I disagree.
Maybe that'll be next week's Patreon episode.
Can you put glass in an air fryer?
Next week's episode is just throwing things in the air fryer.
Will it air fry?
There's a guy on Twitter who would do that. Like, once a year, he'd find something and just, like, see how long he could keep it in the air fryer and just, like, kind of document.
Oh, wow.
He's like, I'm going to cook this pizza for 24 hours and see
my
what happens.
God.
Or, like, days.
My smoke alarm would never.
I think he did it outdoors.
Okay.
Or he eventually moved it outdoors.
Yeah, because like, it's so sensitive. I mean, I guess it's good, but...
Do you set off your smoke alarm with your air fryer?
It has.
Wow.
Not often, but it has.
That thing's sensitive.
Well, I think it's because there's other stuff in the air fryer, like crumbs that... oil that... leftovers. Yeah, it's possible.
Things that were already more prone to smoking.
Yeah. Should we get into it?
I guess we should get into it. The first submission of the week. And we do have a lot of submissions again, so we'll get to as many as we can. But if we didn't get to yours, our apologies.
Yeah. Took a
One of these weeks we'll do a catch-up week. But I keep thinking of fun memes to post for our like submission prompt. So whenever I don't think of one, I'll just go back to the old ones that we hadn't gotten to.
Yeah.
But we'll start off with the submissions right now. Mary, you can take the first one.
Okay. So you are now required to eat the dryer lint. That's right. Officials say just simply throwing out your dryer lint is causing too much environmental damage, and it's not quite recyclable yet either. Officials are saying the best course of action is to just eat it. That's right. Take a bite or two. They also say it's really not that bad, and it tastes like cotton candy, maybe. And that is from @Dawson Sikora on Instagram.
I really want the forbidden cotton candy.
Honestly, now that they mention it,
have you ever washed like a thick blanket, like a thick cotton type blanket, or like a whole bunch of clothes, and you get just like that real thick pull
yeah,
from the dryer,
yeah,
and it's like soft and like spongy?
yeah. Or if the person before you forgot to empty it out and you also didn't empty it out, and then it was really thick. Yeah.
I really want to know what goes on in the other, like, I have community laundry, and like every time I go there, like the dryer thing is like a different color. Like mine, I guess maybe it's just because I own blue clothes. Maybe it just depends on the color clothing you own, and that's really how simple it is. But like sometimes I pull it out and it's like the color of your like top,
Brown,
like a brown maroon or something like that. Like how do you turn your dryer lint to that color? Mine's always like a grayish blue.
Mine's usually just gray.
Someone out there has got like an abundance of maroon clothing.
Wow. Yeah, I guess sometimes, yeah, depending on. I mean, usually because I'm not good at like separating it by colors or anything, but if I were maybe to do a whole bunch of reds, not that I own a lot of red, but one big red blanket, maybe it'd probably be a little red.
Maybe somebody's actually separating colors like you're
Yeah.
supposed to. But it's got me.
Go ahead.
Oh, it's got me thinking like they're like different flavors.
That's what I was gonna say. I knew. I was like, I bet he also says something about the flavors.
Like my grays would be like a nice vanilla, I think. Like the grayish white
yeah.
would have like a vanilla bean maybe.
Sure.
Vanilla bean's usually like an off-white. It's got some specks in it.
Yeah.
But then like sometimes when I get the blue, you got some like blue raz going.
Mm.
And the maroon is like, it's reddish. Like it could be like a cherry or something like that.
Oof, delicious.
The common colors really do lend themselves to nice berry flavors.
I gotta go buy a big purple blanket or a bunch of purple clothes.
Some grape forbidden cotton candy.
Yeah. Huh.
I actually made a joke about this a couple of years ago on like a different TikTok.
Huh.
A non-Next Week News TikTok. So I think about dryer lint and eating it often.
Sorry, I just had a big clink there. You think about it often? Have you
Yeah.
ever tried?
No, but next week I'll have to. And I'm not mad about it.
But like, will it melt like cotton candy does? Or like, I'm gonna have to have
It
water
should.
on hand, or else it'll be like,
If it doesn't, I'm going to be quite disappointed.
yeah. Well, they said it tastes like cotton candy, maybe.
Although if it's causing environmental damage, I'm thinking that it probably doesn't dissolve very well, like your
That's
typical
true.
cotton candy.
And if it's causing environmental damage, then also like should we be eating it? I'm sure it's fine. Things that damage the environment don't always damage us.
We
I'm
do have a
sure.
lot of submissions on here now that I'm thinking about it, about like missing socks. And they're saying
Yeah.
that we haven't found a way to recycle it yet, but I'm thinking, can we get to the point where we can then take the dryer lint and eventually form a new sock to replace, like at the rate that you're losing socks in the dryer, we can
Hmm.
take the dryer lint and make new socks out of them?
Depending on how much lint you get, yes, for sure.
Unless you're losing like calf high socks, that would take a lot of material. But if you're losing like, your standard like ankle or maybe mid calf socks, I
Uh,
think we should find a way to turn those back into socks.
I kind of like that. That's a good idea. And you can maybe do different colors. Maybe you can probably dye the lint different
Yeah.
colors.
Who do we contact about this? I'm gonna find a phone number on my dryer.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe
it's
that.
got like the manufacturer info on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Or maybe like I'm thinking what's the name of that place? The craft supply place.
Michaels.
No. The fabric.
Joanne's.
Yeah, call Joanne. Just call Joanne up.
Get Joanne on the phone.
She would know what to do. Take it to a sewing machine. Or I feel like you just form it, kind of like when you're petting your cat or your dog and you get all their fur clumped, and then you can make little socks or little boots or another cat out of it.
Mhm.
I think it's like the same thing.
It should be the same thing.
You can maybe mix them together too. A blend.
Like dog hair and cat lint, sock lint,
Dryer lint.
dryer lint.
Yeah, and like cat fur, and mix them together so you get like a nice blend.
That could be a whole new building material, or a whole
Yeah.
new material you make clothes out of.
Yeah. I think it's got I can't think of any words today.
There's
It's
something.
got promise. That's not what I was thinking of, but
It's got potential.
yeah, that's the word. It's got potential.
My you know that I complain often about my washer and dryer being $3 a cycle here,
Yeah.
which is just absurd. At that price, that thing should spit out a new sock every time. Every time it should be able to turn my clothes into a new sock every time. Like the fact that it's $3 and I don't get anything new out of it, I get my own clothes back. That's ridiculous. Give me a sock. I should start just like Costanzaing this whole thing and just leave my dirty laundry downstairs and buy just like, you can buy like a 24 pack of like cheap Hanes underwear and socks for like $6. Why would I need to wash it when I can, for $6, when I can take that $6 and go to Macy's and just buy new ones from the rack.
Yeah.
Start piling them up in the laundry room until they get the hint that I'm Costanzaing them.
Macy's.
Macy's was the first thing that came to mind. They have like $5 shirts and stuff,
Yeah,
like dress
yeah.
shirts. I'm sure they have.
I mean, Macy's is nice. I just thought that was funny based on like their. I don't know where any are around us.
There's the big one downtown.
Okay.
I make the trip downtown, pay for the train ride. I mean, I could probably still profit based on the amount that they charge me to just do my own laundry.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm excited to eat my laundry next week, or at least the remnants of it. And we'll jump to the next one. Reports from next week indicate that your assumption may be true. That thing you dropped did in fact fall under your floor and out of the map. It is advised not to look under your carpet or behind your couch, as the aforementioned item has already clipped through them and now resides outside of this mortal coil. This happens to me fairly often.
And that was from a wild meme 20 on Instagram.
That was from a wild meme 20 on
Didn't
Instagram.
we say we were going to switch that so you would stop forgetting?
I might have said that. I might have just forgotten to do that too.
Yeah.
I'm
well,
sorry.
It's okay. Well, I'm not the one who has to forgive you. What were you saying?
Oh, I was going to say this happens to me fairly often. You know,
yeah.
you drop something and like you see it take a bounce that it shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Like once it takes that bounce or makes that sound that just doesn't feel right, you know it's just gone.
Yeah. Is now it's clipped through and it resides outside of this mortal coil.
Floating around in the void forever.
Yeah. Like AirPods like to do this.
I've never had my particular AirPods do this, but I have heard of AirPods doing this.
Yeah. Yeah. AirPods, they like to travel.
Pens for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Coins.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe it's anything that has like a lot of edges where the bounce can be really like kind of chaotic.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes that chaos pushes it over the edge, and it just pushes right through our reality and out of it.
Or like pins and needles.
I can't say I've lost my pins and needles that I don't
all
own
the time, and I can never find them, so I just leave them on the ground.
You better hope that those have clipped through, otherwise they're going to be clipping through my feet or your feet.
Nah. They've clipped through. It's fine.
They're gone. This thing says that they're gone.
I mean, it told me not to look under my carpet or behind my couch, so I didn't. But so they're probably not there.
Leave your sharp objects that you drop just like they're lost. They're gone.
Yeah.
If they're on the floor, they're just as good as gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Or even like food scraps. If you're cooking in the kitchen, you chop something up, you drop a little slice of cucumber on the ground. Don't bother picking it up. It's clipped through.
Cucumbers bounce.
Not your problem anymore.
Cucumbers definitely have a chaotic bounce to them.
Oh, yeah,
There's no chance you're getting that back.
Yeah. Especially if it hits right on the,
whoa,
what would you call that? The rind? The outside skin.
Mm-hmm.
Bounce out.
Gone.
Different realm.
Into the pickle verse.
Yeah. the vegetable
into the parallel universe that's entirely vinegar. Do you think a cucumber would love to just like fall through that and then realize that it's now just pickled forever? If I was a cucumber, I would love that. Really?
You think cucumbers like becoming pickles?
I feel like it's when you like it's kind of like when you put on like there's like when the lotion like burns, but like in a good way. That's what I feel like it's like when a cucumber gets pickled.
Didn't we talk about how the lotion probably shouldn't burn?
It probably shouldn't burn. And I mean, it probably doesn't. It definitely chemically changes the cucumber quite a bit. So, but I think it feels good for the cucumber to get pickled.
I feel like in the cucumber world, it's probably pretty controversial. Like, I think it probably maybe does. There's like probably a group of them who are like, yeah, let's, like, their goal is like to get pickled. But then there's like the cucumber purists who are like, no, we gotta like stay true to who we are.
We were grown as cucumbers. We got to stay cucumbers.
Yeah, we gotta die as cucumbers.
Do you think they're problematic to each other?
Yeah,
they probably are.
Probably for sure. As problematic as cucumbers can be to each other. Yeah. So dropping things. Oops.
I thought that was intentional.
My phone just fell off. That was not intentional. No.
That was not?
That was crazy. No, it's because
I was going to say, good bit. Very good bit.
No, I would never drop my phone on purpose. No, that was crazy timing.
Wow. A good thing we caught that on here.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Could you hear it drop?
I gotta take a look back at the film and check your facial expressions and everything. See if you were trying to act it out.
I'm not that good of an actor.
Well, good thing this is still here. It didn't take a weird bounce. It took, like, when it hit the ground, it was like, that's a pretty standard bounce. It's going to be staying in our reality. And it did.
Yeah. I think, too, when it's, like, a bigger item, the bigger ones probably can still kind of go clip outside of the realm. But, like, not if I was able to see it do that, that would, I think, be an issue. Because that would, like, break my mind. But I think if they bounce out of my view, then the phone can maybe disappear. I actually had an iPod Touch do that to me in like 6th grade.
Really?
Yeah. It bounced right out of the realm. Never to see it again. I lost it in the couch and then it just completely disappeared. Like I tore that couch apart. Not actually, but like really looked at it for years and never showed up.
Wow.
It left.
Are you sure you didn't just get in trouble or something?
Yes, I'm sure.
It disappeared. It went to the farm.
I'm sure. Because that happened once. And it was just in a drawer, and I found it, and I would go play on it while no one was there, and then I would put it right back in the drawer.
Let me get my doodle jump in while mom and dad are gone.
Yeah.
I can cut the rope now.
No, I was probably like checking on my farm bill.
So still playing games, but
yeah. Or maybe you texted on Kick. I don't know.
I do think that there's probably an algorithm involved that factors in number one, size, like you mentioned, and also, like you mentioned, predictability of the fall.
Yeah.
So both of those are factored into whether or not it will clip out, I do believe.
I sometimes wish I could get the stuff to clip out though. I swear when you want it to clip out, it doesn't. Like when I had a whole thing of bracelet making beads that fell all over, I would have gladly had those just disappear and go to another realm so I didn't have to deal with them. But alas, they all stayed where they are. Even the ones that went under the oven, they were still there a month later.
Wow.
Yeah, like, why can't you clip stuff leave the realm when I want it to leave the realm?
So there's a third variable here, which is how much you want it.
Yeah,
So we've got predictability of fall, size of object, how much you want the object,
yeah,
with the inverse relationship on the last one.
yeah. Or like I dropped a egg rolled onto the ground the other day too, and splat. It stayed. I had to clean it up.
Oh, man.
Because, yeah, that one was right in my line of vision. But the beads, man, the beads.
The beads you'd think would disappear.
I know. No,
Eventually.
they stayed. Maybe like one or two, but like...
You even have some helper on there.
Yeah. I had to lock the cats away.
You'd think that those a couple of them would disappear.
I know. But even then, like a month later, I was sweeping, or not sweep, but took a stick under the oven to get some cat toys out from under the oven, and a bunch of beads flew out. I said, you're still here? So I thought you would have left by now. But alas.
Now that I think about it, and maybe this is a very personal, like this is not a relatable thing, but every time I'm making a PB&J, I manage to get jelly on my socks. Like the jelly that falls never hits the floor, just goes onto my socks.
I think that is a personal thing.
I don't know if that's something that's ever happened to anybody else, but it happens to me all the time. Just jelly on top of my foot. And if I'm not wearing socks, it lands on top of my foot.
Why are you always dropping jelly?
I don't mean, well, I mean, maybe there's two parts of it. When I'm making the jelly, if I have to squeeze jelly, you squeeze it and then it just like whoosh, goes out all over the place. But then when you're eating the PB&J, sometimes it falls out the back.
Yeah.
Always right onto my sock.
Maybe you should start using like a plate or a napkin.
That's probably another part of it. I refuse to do anything other than just like stand there like a dad snacking in the kitchen, eating my PB&J. Just, I don't know what you'd call it, like free soloing the PB&J.
Yeah.
There's no equipment involved.
Yeah. I would say that's definitely not a problem for me because I would not be wearing socks. It would just get on my feet, if anything.
Well, it's easy to wash when it's your foot, but when it's a sock, it's like, oh man, I got jelly on my sock.
Yeah, so stop wearing socks.
I always have white socks.
Then you got to go buy new ones so you don't have to wash them.
No, I just paid $3 per cycle to go wash them.
Right away. Just a load full of jelly socks.
All right, that seems like a good ending point for that one.
All right, so next up, pets will now respond to captain, boss, or president alongside regular calls like their name. That's from Anonymous. That's good.
This one resonated with me. I used to just call my dog Small Animal. And that was my name. Hello, Small Animal. Because she's small.
She's a small animal.
And she's an animal.
Yeah. Huh.
So it was like along these lines. Like it wasn't quite like a pet name, but it wasn't like, like a authoritative figure name either.
Yeah.
It's kind of in between.
Yeah. I feel like these are not ones that I have typically used. I will probably start.
I will absolutely start using these.
President. I've used like some like similar ones. Like I've recently, not so much my cat, but the cat that I live with, I've been calling him, I call him bro or brother or broski or dude.
I call him Guy all the time.
Yeah, Guy. But those are mostly like, a lot of times it's like when I'm mad at him. Maybe not brother, but I think I called him dog the other day. But
I'm going to start.
Dude, get out of here.
There's a lot of stray cats around here. Mm-hmm. And they're kind of skittish. Like, they don't know me. But I feel like if I start using, like, even just like, maybe I'll start with like a sir or a ma'am. Is there a gender neutral type sir or ma'am? I don't know.
There probably
boss.
is.
I feel like boss is kind of what it would be.
Yeah.
Hello, boss.
Yeah. I mean, these are your options, captain, boss, and president. Because probably why the cats are skittish is because usually you don't know their real name. And so you don't know like what they respond to, how to make them comfortable. So this is good to know. Now if you instead of calling our street cat George, which is supposedly maybe not his name. It could be his name. I'm not sure.
There's a chance, but probably not.
Just call him boss or president. Hey, president.
Mr. President.
Yeah.
I think he does kind of run things. That particular cat, I think, is president.
Yeah.
So we're going to start calling him president and see how. I just assume it's a he.
Yeah.
It's kind of our assumption.
Yeah. There's a few. There's one woman cat.
They've got the face. You can kind of tell by the face, right?
Yeah.
Certain cats do have the man
Why does he
face.
have to be a man to be president?
No, but he has that authoritative nature to him. The other ones wander around. They're kind of like the aides.
Yeah, I think Fran, the woman cat, I think she'd be captain.
Captain
Fran.
Captain Fran for sure.
Yeah.
There's another black cat that roams around. That one's like extremely friendly. We'll just like walk right up to you and like nudge against your legs and stuff.
Yeah, boss.
That one might be boss. I think that one's boss. Okay. So now the 3 common cats that we both see all the time that live in like our general area all have new authoritative names. I like that.
Yeah.
Of course, they've got their names that we've assigned them as well, but we're going to try these out and see if they respond differently.
Yeah. I forgot, it's not just cats here. It's all pets, I guess, which is good. Because I was thinking, I was like, well, do cats really even respond to their own names? But it makes sense. It also works for just pets in general, so dogs and stuff, which that makes sense. But you walk in, because sometimes when you see a dog, like a cute dog from far away, or you like walk by it on the street and like I want to get its attention. I'm like I don't want to like distract it or blah blah blah, but like I want to say hi. I don't know its name. I don't know how to get its attention. Now I do. I can just say, "Hey boss."
Hey boss. Hey boss.
And then the dog will look at me and I'll get to pet it.
I feel like that's something that like people trying to sell you stuff or like get you to like sign up for things on the street use a lot.
Yeah.
They like boss.
Yeah.
Maybe the dog will think you're trying to sell it something.
Or when they're I wonder if it'll, because you know how when like, oh, let's go for a walk or let's go for like a walk, if they'll end up having to like spell out these words like, oh, I'm gonna go vote for the president, so the dog won't think you're talking about them. Or, oh, I just gotta hop on a call with my boss.
Do you think they get hyped up about like corporate transactions now? Like, you want to do a merger? Who wants an acquisition?
They might, yeah. I could see it. Or like Captain Morgan.
Captain Morgan.
The drink, isn't it?
Yeah.
Captain, like a Captain and Coke. Yeah. Or when you talk about that, if you're ordering that, or you say, "Oh, just order me a Captain, a CAPTAIN."
So all the dogs on the patio don't get all riled up.
Yeah. They're like, "Oh, you're talking to me? I'm here. I'm here." Runs up. Ah.
Reporting for duty. We'll move on to the next one. Ooh. Seeing creepy figures in your room at night has been patched. The developers released a statement saying that special conditions would unintentionally cause demonic entities to spawn in people's rooms at night, but they would not have any intellectual capabilities and would disappear upon light levels increasing. The developers are happy to report that this bug has been fixed, now ensuring everyone has the opportunity to a peaceful night's sleep, unbothered by strange things in the corner or closet. And that one's from the Jazzfish on Instagram.
I am so glad that has been patched.
It was a thing for a little bit, but you know, I'm glad that they've kind of realized that they're, I guess, kind of what's the word? They don't really do anything. They're just kind of there.
Yeah. They
don't really have it. They're inconsequential.
Yeah.
Spooky for sure.
Yeah. That's actually very scary to me. Because I've seen like all of the Conjuring movies. They're the only scary movie series that I hate scary movies, but I've seen all of them. It was like my family and I would watch them all together. I don't know why, it was so weird. But I've seen them all, and there's like certain scenes from those movies that stick with me, and if they like come to my mind, I have to like actively push them out. and one of them is about something in the corner of the room like that. So it's really scary.
This may have. I haven't seen it, but I have a feeling that this probably just sparks some memories for some listeners here.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't do scary movies for that particular reason.
They haunt you.
I don't like them.
Yeah.
It doesn't do it for me. People get the adrenaline rush from it. That hasn't done it for me. There's better ways for me to get my adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
Go for a run or something, or like I don't know, watch first person point of view roller coasters. Go on a roller coaster. I don't know. Not watch a scary movie is very far down on the list.
Yeah. So yes, I can say I'm glad that this has been patched, but the memories will remain.
Have you ever had sleep paralysis?
Once briefly.
I always manage to consciously catch myself before I feel like it's going to kick in and then move. It's never happened to me, but I'm very conscious of it all the time just because I've heard such bad things about it.
Uh-huh.
But maybe that's exactly what this is. You just, you get some visions of things that aren't there.
Mm.
It is glad to know that they're not interactive, or it's good to know that they're not really interactive at all. They can't really do anything.
Yeah, but they are actually there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think they need to do a bit more than just. It's like they've patched it and that's good, but I think they need to also compensate a bit. Maybe instead so they fix this one. Maybe now they can send Santa or little unicorns and stuff.
Or maybe some redeemable sleep tokens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For the sleep you've lost.
Yeah. Yeah. They need to do something to kind of compensate for this because, as I said, the memories will remain and they're going to need to be replaced by I don't know, happy things.
Even if the entities themselves aren't real, the memories are.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or maybe a nightlight at least. Maybe they can send some cool nightlights.
They can come to your house like someone's setting up your internet. And they're like, oh yeah, nightlight right here.
Yeah.
They have someone strategically placing around nightlights.
Yeah. They need to just nerf darkness, I think.
Turn off the dark.
So it doesn't get dark anymore. Because then
you can do that. That's a thing you can do. Leave a lamp on.
No, but outside too.
Oh.
You gotta move to Alaska.
We live in an area with quite a bit of light pollution. It never really gets dark.
I guess.
So I guess they have nerfed darkness around here quite a bit.
Yeah. I guess so. Good point. So, okay, we need to do something else then. I think I like the idea of them sending more happy things into the corners of rooms. Like a nice grandfather clock.
A little guy who tells a joke and then scampers off.
No. Because what if it's secretly a demon?
It wouldn't be. Just a little guy who tells a joke.
I guess.
We'll go on to the next one here. After Mary has a sip of her honey water.
It's all cold now.
She's gone hummingbird mode today.
So we're gonna get the hair. Okay. So next, we're getting a new update to nature. From now on, babbling brooks will be able to stop babbling if you firmly tell them to shut up. If you end up regretting silencing the brook, you will be able to get it babbling again by giving it a sincere apology. Similar features are in the works for waterfalls, cicadas, and the wind running through forest leaves, but have been delayed due to balancing issues. And that is from @TagiHaragi on Instagram.
Make a note. Are you hearing cicadas today?
No, I'm not. Did you tell them to shut up?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
If you lean out the window and give them a really emphatic
yeah. Shut up! Yeah, you at least get maybe a few hours of silence.
And then I told them they can have their time after we're done here.
Well, that's nice of you.
Give us an hour and a half.
It's not because it's earlier in the day?
Nope.
That's nice of you.
They're usually going at this time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so do you think you would ever find yourself in the position to want to tell a brook to stop babbling?
If I'm trying to go on a really angry walk through nature,
yeah,
and like the birds are chirping and the brooks are babbling,
Yeah.
and the wind is whistling sweet, sweet tunes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, enough of that. I'm trying to be mad here. Then in that case, I think I could, tell them all to can it for a bit.
Yeah. See, but I think that gives you something to fuel your anger and continue being mad about if you're really that mad.
Yeah, when you're mad, you want to be mad.
Yeah, so be mad at like the babbling brook. And if you tell it to shut up, then it's like, oh, finally some peace and quiet, and then you calm down. But if you want to stay mad, let it keep babbling. But it could also have a calming effect, so it kind of depends.
Mm. You can't let it calm you. You have to get to it first. I think.
Yeah, because if you're like telling it to shut up, and maybe you're just trying to get it to stop babbling, like just to like kind of see how it goes. Well, like maybe it'll know you don't mean it, and so it'll just keep babbling. It's like, you don't really want that. Like, you don't need silence for anything. I'm gonna keep on babbling, blah blah blah. But if it knows you really mean it, it's like, oh, he's angry, and then it'll actually stop.
This is great for the imaginary person I just made up who like turns on calming ocean noises to go to sleep, and then like tries to snooze it like an alarm clock. Like, quiet. I'm not trying to. I'm not. It's not bedtime yet. I don't know if anybody out there has ever actually done that, but it's kind of like, the inverse of being woken up by, nice tunes. Like an alarm that sounds nice, that's understandably annoying. Something that puts you to sleep that sounds nice, it's the opposite. I don't know if that makes any sense at all.
I'm sure it does.
I'm trying to talk my way through it. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
The cicadas, though, are definitely huge.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you're, trying to, like, if you got someone chasing you through the woods or something, you can tell the woods to or the leaves to shush for a bit.
I feel like that's more if you're chasing someone through the woods. Because if you're being chased, like, I would want there to be noise so they can't hear where I am and hear me rustling while I'm running. But if you're chasing someone, then it's like, leaves, shh, babbling brook, shh, so I can hear where they are. Doesn't that just make sense logically?
I guess, but also if you're trying to get away from someone, you wouldn't want them to hear you. If you're trying to be sneaky.
Yeah, so that's why you let the wind keep rustling through the leaves and the brook continue to babble, because then it'll cover up your sounds.
Oh, I'm talking about like the leaves crunching under your feet.
Oh no, it doesn't say anything about that.
It doesn't. I took a creative leap there.
Oh, well, stop it, because that's not even on the table here. We're already having balancing issues with this, and now you're trying to get leaves to stop crunching underfoot.
My apologies. I will.
You took too much. You asked for too much.
We have never ever strayed from the prompt before.
No.
Why would I do that? I guess you would want the leaves to be rustling a bit, but not due to you if you're being chased through the woods.
Yeah. You would want them rustling. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's just the wind going through the leaves.
We're on the same page now.
Or if you're like, because I'm not sure if the wind running through the forest leaves, what stops there? Is it the noise that stops? Is it the wind that stops? Because if you're like a deer being hunted or like an animal, like the wind is blowing your scent around.
I think it's probably just the noise.
Yeah, so it wouldn't really matter then, because the wind would continue. Okay, never mind then.
Shall we go to the next one?
Sure.
The phrase, "Are you winning?" will now become a socially acceptable conversation starter. This may also apply to complete strangers and to people who aren't even playing a game at the time of asking. We're also hearing rumors of, "Are you winning on the inside?" being a common follow-up question, but we've yet to confirm for sure. And that one's from @ThunderbreadRCWY on Instagram. I like this one.
I like that as well.
I'm going to start trying this one out.
Are you winning?
I think so. Because then it forces them to kind of contextualize, like, what does that mean for a second?
Yeah.
And they have to maybe it gives them a new perspective on something they weren't thinking about. Like,
Yeah.
oh, am I winning?
Yeah. Because it's like, it doesn't really explain like what they mean by this, but it's like it makes sense. I feel like anyone you ask, like, "Hey, are you winning?" Like, they just get it.
It'll take them a second, but I think you'll usually get a good answer out of that.
Yeah, and then they'll take it and they'll use it to someone else, and they'll spread word, and then we'll all be more connected as people.
If it sounds like something that doesn't make sense, we gotta put that aside for a second and think: do our usual greetings make sense? Like I ask, "Oh, what's up?" And then you probably respond,
This guy.
like,
No, nothing.
"What's up with you?" And then neither of us really
Yeah.
say what. Like you can say like, "Oh, how's it going?" And then someone responds like, "Hey, hey, how's it going?" And
Yeah.
then neither of you say, "How's it going?" Like you ask,
Yeah.
"How's it going?" without the intention of knowing how it's going or really even caring. Because someone started like giving you a whole thing about like everything that's going on. You're like, I didn't ask for that, but you did.
Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like we're so hardwired to be like, oh, like, hey, how are you? And it's like, good, how are you? And like, usually it's not very genuine. But with this, adding in this different phrase, you gotta stop and you gotta think, am I winning? And then you gotta be you're a little more like vulnerable, you know?
And I feel like depending on your circumstance at that time, you can find a way to be winning at something or not winning at another thing.
Maybe it'll help you change your perspective.
And however you're feeling is kind of what you're going to be thinking.
Yeah. Because it's like, maybe I'm not winning today. Maybe I'm not winning this hour, but overall, yeah, you know, I'm winning. Yeah. And then it just turns your whole day around, and before you know it, you are winning today. I'm gonna start asking this.
I'm always going to say I'm winning. Even in the I'm just thinking about the circumstance of like you see me playing like a one-on-one soccer with like my nephew, like a 3-year-old kid. Like, oh, I'm like 15-0. Yeah, I'm up.
Yeah. I guess sometimes maybe it won't be as like emotional, because if you are playing a sport or doing trivia, it's like, are you winning? No, I'm not winning. But you think even if you're losing a game, you'd say yes, you're winning?
No, I think you'd answer that truthfully in the case where you're actually playing something.
Okay. Yeah.
But then you can, go into, like, oh man, maybe I'll look at him next time.
No, but then you follow up, are you winning on the inside?
Oh.
That's the follow up.
If you had fun, you won.
Mm-hmm. I feel like
that's not true.
Yeah, no. If I'm playing a game, someone's like, "Are you winning?" and I'm like, "No, I'm losing." And it's like, "Are you winning on the inside?" No, I'm losing. Obviously, I'm not winning on the inside either. I'm mad.
What if you got the follow-up question, "Are you winning on the inside?" and you're like, "Yeah, I am." And then people started chanting scoreboard at you.
I was thinking, so it's like
scoreboard. That's the worst chant in sports.
I like that one.
Would.
So it's like, are you winning? No. But are you winning on the inside? The answer being yes, because you have like a back room, like an underground gambling going on, betting against yourself. So you're losing the game, but inside you're winning, because like inside the secret rooms you're gambling and you're winning the bet.
That's my favorite thing to do when I'm playing in the MLB. I love betting on my own baseball games. Inverse Pete Rose, betting against myself.
Does he bet for himself?
Yeah, that's why he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Oh.
Because that's the worst thing you can do, right? Is gamble on sports when you're playing them. That's the worst thing you can possibly do.
Yeah. Because then who knows if you're being true to yourself.
What if you answered yes, I am winning, and then you started hearing like overrated? You get the overrated chant. Second worst, maybe even worse than scoreboard. Overrated and scoreboard are the two worst chants in sports, and something that I'd really fear hearing upon answering this question.
You said, yeah, the worst ones to hear because they really hit hard worse, or worse because they just like, you don't like them?
I can break them down.
No, like you said, oh, scoreboard, that's like the worst chant because it's like stupid and you don't like it, or because like it really hits hard?
Well, there's two things going on here that are kind of at a deeper level why I don't like the chants. Overrated is the worst because if you're beating someone who's been ranked well and you're beating them, that means you're good. Why are you taking your win and then calling it not a good win because the other team actually isn't good?
That's a good point.
Like, you want to beat a good team, right?
Yeah, like, no, you were rated good. We are just better. You weren't overrated.
Like, it's not that you're bad, it's that we're just better.
Rated better. Okay. That's a good point. Good point.
And then scoreboard is another one because momentum is a big thing in sports. And, when the chants kind of start and, like, you can feel the lead slipping, people start chanting scoreboard when they feel the lead slipping.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a panic chant. In most circumstances that I can think of.
In some, yeah.
It's like all you have left is like, oh, well, we're winning right now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think the first one, I agreed with more, but the second one, sometimes, yeah, I could see that.
Or, if you're up, like, if you're chanting scoreboard when you're up a little, that means you're losing the lead. You're chanting scoreboard up a lot, then why are you doing that?
I guess, yeah.
Like, we know. It never really. I've never heard a good, like, justified scoreboard chant.
That makes sense.
That was a good tangent.
Are you winning? No, I'm tied. Alrighty, moving on. This just in next week. No more silent scrolling. Every time you open social media, the video will blare loudly, alerting everyone you are, in fact, not texting your sick Aunt Susan. That is from blank_moonsetter on Instagram.
Is this a common experience for both of us? I was going to say it's a common experience for me watching you on social media.
What do you mean?
when you're scrolling on TikTok, maybe it's definitely not just you, but the scrolling through social media now, like, everything's video based, like, everything has gone to video. And so you're listening to, like, the first 3 seconds of, like, 10 different videos until finally you get to one that hooks the brain, and then you're in.
No, I feel like I'm pretty good at watching almost everything that comes up onto me, except for the ads, which there are a lot more ads. But yeah, this isn't, well, because I mean, using, like, Instagram and, like, Twitter, when you first open it, usually it's quiet, like, it's automatically silenced, and then you have to unsilence it. But it sounds like now they will be automatically loud. They will be, yeah, and so everyone will know that you're on social media. But yeah, TikTok, no, that's...
Even text-based things, it just starts yelling it to you.
It says social media.
Well, yeah.
I guess.
I do feel like this is commonly already the case. Although, that you're in fact not texting your sick Aunt Susan. I do like the idea of, like, loud, like, if you're on, like, public transportation, where people do, you're not supposed to, but people do commonly just, like, start blaring videos to, like, announce to the train, like, I am texting my sick aunt, and then sit down and just, like the top TikTok sound just starts playing, like, 5 times in a row.
Yeah.
The first 3 seconds of it.
Yeah, because when I have, like, had, like, long commutes, I usually will do something other than, like, sit. Like, I don't usually scroll on social media on there, but, like, every once in a while I would if there was, like, something going on. But so there would be times where, like, I would be, like, have to read an article or something on my phone, and I would just be sitting there staring at my phone the whole time, like, and I wanted to be like, I am not on social media, I am reading something scholarly right now. But you can't, it just looks like you're on social media as well.
I've never once felt guilt about scrolling. I've never needed to look smart. I'll just be on Twitter, just reading about the things that people on there say.
Which is scholarly things.
No, it's the reason I can't think of anything is because it is very much like it bounces right off your brain and then it's gone forever.
Yeah, pretty much. About the clowns.
The clowns.
Yeah, they talk about the clowns on there sometimes.
They talk about the clowns on your feed. I don't see much about clowns
They talk about the VMAs.
on your feed.
Yep, they talk
What
about
even is I'm trying to think of, like, I've been on Twitter recently, and I'm trying to think of what I've experienced on there. I mean, I guess there was the debate, but
baseball,
baseball.
football.
I do get baseball stuff.
I get better sports stuff than you. I get like the drama content and stuff, like the drama of like the wags,
Oh,
and I just think that's such like a better side of sports than the
it took me a
sports.
while to learn that wags means wives and girlfriends
Uh-huh.
of professional athletes.
Yeah.
Like wags, what does that mean? And then you gotta figure it out.
Wives and girlfriends of professional athletes.
Naturally, of professional athletes.
Yeah. I followed one TikTok the other day because I was like, I want to get more of this. Of like their like little parties and stuff that they have.
It just kind of, I can't do that type of content.
I can.
Irks me a little bit, but to each their own.
Yeah. I just like that there's so many like you know so much about like some of the sports, like the football, like the players and who got traded where and blah blah blah, and it's like, okay, but did you know that this one's like girlfriend and this one's wife were like fighting and or like what was in all of their goodie bags at their Christmas party? Because I do.
Like who can you name some? I mean, okay, I'm gonna take a guess because I know there's a couple.
Yeah.
There's a couple
don't-
big ones, but I don't even know who else has them out there. Has them out there. I mean, like who else's wives and girlfriends are active on social media
Yeah.
as people that you would follow? Because there's that Rochelle
Yeah.
guy. Is he on a team? I know he got cut last year.
Allison Cooch.
Yeah. There's Alex
Yeah, I
Earl
think she joined a different team.
and Braxton Berrios.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, she doesn't count.
She doesn't count?
No, because she was on her own.
Oh.
The person that I recently followed, I didn't even know who she was. I think she's one of the 49ers.
I'm learning a new one today.
Who is he? Well, her last name is Juice.
Oh, Juszczyk.
Yeah, on the 49ers.
Oh,
yeah,
Kyle
Kristen.
Juszczyk?
Yeah, Kristen. Because I saw they had like a little a season kickoff party. But like last year I watched like a 10-minute video of like one of the people like showing all the things they got like from their little Christmas party.
That's
They
fun.
was so
I
much
guess
too.
that's
It was
fun.
crazy. Yeah. I
You
was
better
like,
have
why?
some good goodie bags if you're
Oh yeah, they were good.
got the whole team there.
Yeah. Well, it was only like the wags.
Oh.
But like they all brought gifts for the other people. Like they all brought like 40 something things, like personalized
Whoa.
things. It was crazy. Okay, we should move on. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Oh my goodness. No more silent scrolling. Everything you play is going to be loud. You managed to scroll for a little bit there without making a lot of noise.
Yeah, maybe my volume's down.
Impressive. Making any noise, really. This one's a fun one. Mini pretzels have a surprise sauce inside now. And that one's from Rat Finn on Instagram.
Interesting.
What do you think the surprise sauce is going to be?
I'm wondering if it's a surprise, if it'll be different every time.
Or like what, to narrow it down, what type of ranch do you think will be in there?
Good question. Yeah. Yeah, like an orange ranch, maybe.
Would pretzels and ranch work?
Oh yeah, that'd be delicious.
But like inside mini pretzels?
Because I mean, yeah, would you have to refrigerate them?
Probably. Unless they find a way to make like, because they have like cheesy pretzels. Like a lot of things that even if they have cheese or like maybe it's just cheese powder, but you don't
Yeah.
have to refrigerate those. Like a ranch powder
Yeah.
or like just like a ranch flavored thing, like Cool Ranch Doritos.
But they already have like ranch flavored pretzels and stuff. So no, we're talking sauce. It's got to be liquidy.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
So if it's something like that, yeah, you'd have to refrigerate it. But I don't know, surprise sauce, surprise mystery sauce. I like the thought that each one will be different. Maybe some will have jelly, some will have like a ranch type.
Oh, it's like every one of them is like a mystery lollipop type situation. It could be anything.
That's what I'm thinking. But Who knows?
And there's like a whole range of flavors from like really good to just like the worst. Like some of them have like beer cheese, the best thing I can think of,
Yeah, that sounds good.
and some of them have uh, there's that one that just tastes like a chemical to me, like Worcestershire
Oh
or
yeah.
something. Thousand Island maybe. One of those two things just tastes, or maybe it's horseradish.
Mm,
One of those three things
not big on that.
tastes inedible when I try to eat it.
Uh-huh. And it's a surprise sauce. Like each time you bite into it, you don't know it's coming. Every time it's a surprise.
I'm thinking, you know those like peanut butter pretzels?
Yeah.
How they're like just like little things. There's a whole bunch of them in the box. I'm thinking it's like that, but they're all just like a random assortment,
Yeah.
and you can't tell what's on the inside.
And more saucy.
Yeah.
Barbecue sauce.
Mmm. That probably wouldn't even taste like pretzel at all. That would just taste like a bite of barbecue sauce. That'd
Yeah,
be
but
pretty
like
good.
crunchy. This isn't a bad idea.
What other great sauces could be in there?
Ooh, or it could be like,
Wanna
like
flip
a
through that book?
chocolate sauce.
I found a book of sauces at a thrift store last time we went. It's like the sauce Bible, really.
Do you need me to get it?
You don't have to, but there's a lot. I actually looked through it. There's a lot of sauces in there. It's like every sauce ever known to man is in that
Wow,
book.
that's crazy. But yeah, what about like a chocolate sauce?
Ooh.
That'd be good.
That would be delicious.
Chocolate covered pretzel, basically. I just bought some and I didn't bring them over because I didn't want them then. But now that we're talking about it, kind of want them.
Although, if it could be like chocolate and then like the next bite, and you have no idea what it's gonna be, it's just like salsa, like a chunky salsa.
Oh, that'd be horrible.
Like pesto.
That would be confusing. I don't know if I could eat these.
I wonder how wide the range of sauces is gonna be.
Yeah. Applesauce?
Mm-mm.
No, that'd be
That could be good.
gross.
That could be good.
I feel like it would. How do they not get it to like soak through the pretzel if it's like actively a sauce?
They have what's that thing from Christmas Vacation? His whole job is to create a non-nuclear cereal varnish, so that the milk can't get into the cereal. They have that on the inside.
Oh. Huh. Okay.
It's a non-nuclear coating
Okay.
on the inside of the pretzel.
That's good that it's non-nuclear.
Mm-hmm.
Nuclear. Moving on. There's a new level of sass from men globally. Buckle up, world. That is from bbrown.abby on Instagram. Oh no.
You thought you've experienced peak sass from me? That was some sass right there. See, that's what I'm gonna be capable of pretty soon.
Oh gosh. I can't. No.
I've tried to be sassy, but then I feel like you realize as a guy that you're just not very good at it, and it feels kind of dumb to do, so then you kind of give up on it.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing right now?
I can't imagine this.
What would your impression of me giving you sass be?
Like what it would look like.
Yeah.
Something like, well, if you're so hungry, pick a place to eat.
Just snap at you right away over things.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, why didn't you bring a snack if you knew you were going to get hungry?
I guess it really would all come down to me being relied on to make food decisions, but then getting pushback for whatever it is. That could absolutely be where it stems from.
You're going to get sassy about it.
If you're that hungry, then think of something that you want.
Which is not a good time to get sassy with me because obviously
No.
I'm hungry, so I'm going to be
You're
sassy
hungry
right
and
back.
sassy. We're gonna create like the tectonic plates of sass are gonna create like a 7 or
Yeah.
8 Richter scale earthquake of sass.
That's probably why it says buckle up world, because the world is not going to be good.
We are not ready for this. If this is going down next week, this could be a very entertaining episode 32. Stay tuned for next week when we really dig into each other for no good reason. Oh, we're running up on the hour here.
Uh-huh.
We'll do one more.
One more as a treat.
One more.
Encore.
As a treat.
Encore.
Gotta leave and then come back.
Leave the
Lights
mics
go
on.
off, but the music still keeps playing. Okay. Car wheels are now slightly non-circular and you will drive bumpier. And that one's from Ari Artsy on Instagram.
Huh. I mean, I'm an oval tire believer anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Like a flat earther. Oval tire or...
Like somewhere in your mind you've decided that oval tires roll better?
No, I believe that tires are ovals already. They are already ovular. Ovular.
Is that a word?
I don't know.
It's a word.
It makes you think of ovaries. I don't know. I don't know why would they do this though?
To drive bumpier.
Oh.
We've had it too good.
Yeah.
Like a car is a big machine.
Uh-huh.
And a big machine should be doing some rattling and shaking. Like, how are you going to have that big a machine and have it just be, like, quiet and smooth and it doesn't do anything? It's a big machine. It's got to do some clanking.
I mean, the cars I drove for a while did do some shaking and clanking already, so...
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how a car... that should be the car experience.
Yeah. No, just
I had a car that was fine until you hit... Like, I couldn't go above 80, which is good for my safety.
Yeah.
But as soon as you hit above 80, that thing's just, like it goes, like, blurry. It's rattling so fast. And it happens very quickly. So if that's the general experience and you have to drive safer because you're driving bumpier, I think that could be good.
I guess so, yeah.
It'll feel like you're going faster when you're not, which is what people want to feel probably.
Huh.
I'm a fan of this one.
I'm not, but I get your point.
I'm going to become a tire salesman. I'll be rolling through those like crazy. I was gonna think if I should take credit for the rolling through pun, which was unintentional.
I didn't. Oh. I didn't.
Gonna be rolling through tires like crazy.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good one.
I don't know if it's not the proper terminology, but I like it.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. So it makes sense. Good job.
Thank you.
Good one. You should always take credit for your jokes.
Even
unless it was stolen.
No, I don't think so.
You didn't steal that?
I stole it from the depths of my brain, the unintentional depths.
Well, as long as you credit it.
Credit what's the back of the brain? There's a guy down there who's working hard, who's just feeding me stuff that I'm not even aware of.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Join us on the Patreon episode. This one will be a fun one, I think. I have high hopes. I have like 3 Google Chrome tabs pulled up in preparation for this one. We're going to be going through some stuff here about this LinkedIn post. There's a lot of context to it.
I'm excited.
So we'll be on Patreon for that extra half hour. But we appreciate you for sticking around for this episode and 31 episodes.
Wow.
And we'll be back next week with more of your submissions. Thanks to everybody who sent stuff in. It's been tough recently to figure out which ones to put on here.
Too many good ones.
Yeah. So we'll have to do a catch-up one soon. Maybe next week. Unless I think of another good meme.
Cause we got high hopes for a living for the stars.